Here is a question from Karsten in Munich, Germany. Why do musicians and studios use isolation rooms? I see pictures of singers and players recording all by themselves in little rooms, and they wear headphones. Why not play with the other musicians? Well, I don't know if you knew this about singers, but most of them smell really bad, and nobody wants to be in the same room as them. It's a joke. I'm feeling a little feisty today. No, what it really is when you're recording multiple people at the same time, it's actually really good to put the singer in what's called an ISO booth or isolation booth, because for one, you're going to get bleed into each other's microphones. You know, if the singer's in the same room as the drums, a friend of mine likes to say, drums are like sand, it gets everywhere. I think that's a wonderful thing. And so the drums are going to be in that vocal mic, the guitar, the piano, the organ, you know, whatever is going on. The vocal mic, if they're in the same room with everybody else, it's going to pick up all of those sounds. So for purposes of mixing and editing, it's much, much harder to record everybody together. Obviously, you can do that. I think that you know, there are recordings, plenty of recordings done where the vocal is in the room with the rest of the instruments. However, you know, I think a lot of singers, they're going to want to have the option to do more than one try through the song. You know, maybe they get into the song and they flip into their head voice instead of really bringing up their chest to get a certain tone, and they wish they hadn't done that. You know, inevitably there are going to be things that vocalist is probably going to want to change or fix, and they want to have the opportunity to go back and do that. But on the flip side, you know, if that vocal performance is bleeding through into the piano mic and the guitar mic and everybody else that's in the room there, you can't really go back and do it. So when you do have the option to record things separately, it's a nice option. I know personally when I'm recording, I actually hire another singer that stays in another room and sings my parts while I play the piano with the rest of the band. So I don't have to think about singing and playing. Because although yes, I can do both, when I do one at a time, there's not as much information that my brain is having to compute and process, and I do better on each thing if I can do one at a time. So those are a few reasons that it's good to have the singer in the ISO booth. Same with, you know, you wrote not just singers, but instrumentalists. You know, if you've got a loud electric guitar player and you want them to just absolutely turn up their amp and rip it, you might not want them in the same room as the guitar, or the guitar in the same room as the drums, because again, they might want to try their solo 5 or 6 times before they get one that they really love, and they're not going to be able to do that if they're with everybody else. So it's nice to have the option for isolation. So that's why they're not being punished or anything like that. Don't worry.